Welcome to ThatAin'tMeta, the podcast where we want to help you start the New Year's off right, have some fun, make you laugh, make you cry, and just enjoy yourselves. I am Ding Dongster, an info technology major at the University of Central Florida, and we're here to just make your day go better.
And make you like sweaters. Alright, my name's Avocado Canyon. I'm a 22-year-old weeaboo degenerate that goes to the University of Florida and majors in advertising because I want to deceive you and steal all of your money.
I'm Kuz Bento. I don't have a major, but I make up for it with my info on animation, and I like music a lot, so I'm very good at that.
Alright, I'm Bubba. You're a southerner. And I'm a 16-year-old. Love that music, the hip hop. I'm on that grind. And fuck.
Sound like a SoundCloud rapper.
Don't worry about it.
He is a song rapper.
Man, I gotta put my plug, bro, my DJ plug. DJ Anonymous.
Alright. Okay, so now you know who we are, what we're about. We want to get into some stories. Some stories to start the day off right. So I've got one. And it's pretty stupid, it's pretty funny. One time in high school, right? Going to the bathroom, gym class by the way. I was going to the bathroom. It started uneventful. Uneventful. And so what happens is I'm just sitting there, sitting on the toilet, doing my stuff, when all of a sudden I hear these people come into the bathroom and they're being a little bit sus. They're like, yo bro, you got the stuff? You got the stuff? Yeah, I got the stuff, man. And me, being a little goody two shoes, I'm like, oh, this stuff's about to get some real weird in here. Turns out it wasn't drugs they had. They had boxing gloves. And they were having a bathroom boxing club. And I remember I walked out and they were like, bro, if you see one of the principals cough outside. And I was like, yeah man, I got you. I never coughed.
Bro, what do you mean?
they pulled out boxing gloves?
Yeah, they had boxing gloves in their backpacks.
But why?
Because
You got the stuff.
Why are you surprised? You don't box in the bathroom?
That's such crackhead energy.
Jerry, that happened this year too, bro. They
ripped
They broke the freaking toilet.
Somebody
They ripped the urinal off the wall.
Somebody at the high school literally ripped the urinal off the wall and nobody confessed. So now we can't use the bathroom.
Bro, all the bathrooms
home, bro.
are locked.
You know, you can install the urinal in your own home.
Exactly.
But
he was just making an investment. He was ahead of his game.
But how do you even do that? You really just
Because I think it was the portable. The portable sucked.
Remember, Jeremy, the stupider you are, the stronger you are. It's like that chimpanzee energy. Alright, I have a story of my own. Let's say I work at a place called Burger Guy. Alright. I was actually working this past New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Now, New Year's Eve, we had this guy come in 5 minutes after his order actually came out. And he was just like, where the hell is my food? What the fuck's happening? And I'm like, well, I mean, your food has been here, but you just weren't here. And he's like, oh, I don't care, just give me my food. And I'm like, all right. And then my coworker, let's call him LaShawn. LaShawn gives him the bag. The guy was such a dumbass. He felt the bag, and he's like, oh, these fries are cold. And he threw the fucking bag at him. He threw the bag at him, and I was like, oh shit. So I just walked away. I was like, I'm not even dealing with this. And then my manager had to come up and talk him down. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, I get it. Getting frustrated about things, I get it. You get frustrated that your food is cold because you waited, but you didn't even feel the food. You felt the bag. I was sitting outside. I'm like, wow, that's some big asshole energy. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it didn't make any sense to me. He just comes in, oh, these fries are cool, and throws a bag at somebody. Now I'm like, no, it's not flying, even on New Year's Eve. I was already mad I was fucking working on New Year's Eve in the first place. But anyways, who else has a story?
I have another one. Nobody else has one.
I don't have a story.
All right.
What you lame?
So one time when I was at community college, I was sitting there in, what was it, calculus? Or trigonometry? I think it was calculus. I was sitting there in calculus, right? Nothing out the ordinary. Teachers teaching, people learning, students doing studenty things. But at the corner of my eye, I see this guy with his laptop out. I look over, and this man is looking at hentai in broad daylight in the classroom.
But with the question is, what kind of hentai?
I couldn't tell,
Disgusting.
but it looked like just like regular dojins, and I was just really confused. Because
Bro, he's just watching for the plot, okay? He doesn't like anime, he likes hentai. He likes the plot.
you can't really watch dojins. You gotta read them.
Can't watch those.
Oh man. Okay, I got another story from Burger Guy. All right. Apparently there was a worker there that worked there a year prior to when I started. For context, I started roughly the summer of 2019 before I left to do an internship for music. Yeah, they told me, yeah, this guy, he was an absolute idiot. He would always call out. He would call out left and right, and the manager was kind of getting tired of his bullshit. The next time that he called out, they actually had to do a Walmart run for, batteries for a timer or something inside of the shop. And it turns out that the guy that kept on calling out showed up at Walmart in full uniform. Now that just didn't make sense to me. I'm like, wow, you called out but you're in uniform? So I was like, okay. But yeah, he came in uniform, and the manager saw him there. And he's like, it's not what it looks like. And he got fired that day.
You see, what happened there is that he went out with a girl and he's like, I love a man in uniform. And that's exactly what happened. It's like, it's not what it seems. And that's exactly.
He was just making a big brain play.
Exactly.
He didn't think for a second, any uniform. And that's how he laid down the law.
Exactly.
It's like, you ever seen a burger guy?
Ew. Ever seen a burger guy?
I'm the burger guy.
Yeah, he's the mascot of the restaurant, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, who never shows up.
He's too busy doing mascot work. What do you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
Alright, Jeremy, got any stories for us?
Do I have to bust out my crackhead school stories?
Yes, sir.
Do it.
Sure.
Bust a rhyme out of here. What?
Okay. So we were doing this show. It involves a fishy friend, some finny fun. We were doing a show involving finny fun. And for context, I'm in musical theater. So there's a lot of crackheads in musical theater. I feel like that's pretty evident though. Most of the time there is a lot of crackheads. So we were running our show. It was like, I think the second night. And then I was just like walking around, getting to my place to do my scene. And then I just see like some crackhead kids just like full out, just like tongue wrestling in the corner of the room. I was like, what is going on? Someone needs to get a hold of them. And like they did it the whole night. And they did it again the next day. And I was like, that's great and all. And I'm glad for your romance. But can you not do it everywhere, anywhere possible? But they were just abusing the fact that like their parents weren't there.
Were they even part of the play?
Barely.
No,
So-
like the guy had obviously lost a piece of candy. And he thought maybe searching her mouth might be a good idea.
Disgusting.
It's the logical next step. Lose a piece of candy, look in girl's mouth.
Exactly.
But our
Yeah.
school's like extremely crackhead. Like
Ooh,
there's
piece of
literally
candy.
there's literally a room called like the fuck room, and like it's our prop room, but there's a mattress in there. Have y'all heard about that story?
The classic mattress in the back room.
It was so like literally if you walk up there, there's a whole ass mattress and there's like a board and there's like names on the board, and that room smells like straight condoms. I was like, ew.
Ooh,
It's
talking about
so
sexual
gross.
stories. While I was marching in 2016 on tour, we were at like one of the housing sites and it was like in one of, I think it was in a YMCA gym.
Ew.
And I was super duper sick that day, so I was so ready to go to sleep after a full day of rehearsal, and I just laid down and passed out because I took cold medicine. I woke up the next day, and one of the people in my section came out to me. He's like, "Hey, did you hear us last night?" And I was like, "No, what are you talking about?" "Oh yeah, me and Carol over here. Yeah, we had sex right next to you. Like, and he's like, I'm so sorry. Like, did you sure you didn't hear anything, right?" And I'm like, "No, it's fine."
What?
So I soon realized that I had a sick day in a YMCA gym, and 2 people were having sex right next to my sleeping bag. So that was really, really fun. Living the actual dream.
That's so bad.
I mean, listen, summer, hormones are going off. I get it. Just probably don't do it next to the sick dude. Probably not a great idea.
What if you woke up though? You know how awkward that would have been?
I mean, I would have been like, nice.
No.
Oh, nice. You want to talk about Smite?
The crusty game we play?
The best game in the world.
The
What are you
be-
talking
come on,
about?
bro.
League
It's
could
literally
never.
so good.
Dude, the least toxic community, most balanced character set, no glitches ever.
Every match you play, all the players are really good. It's a very back and forth game. So balanced.
Should we explain what Smite is to the masses?
For those of you who don't know,
Oh boy.
there's this game, a little game called Smite. It's a MOBA, like League. You might have heard of League, but you probably haven't heard of Smite. Probably for good reason. But, so Smite is a MOBA. But it's instead of being top down like League or Dota, it's over the shoulder third person, and everything is a skill shot abilities.
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote skill shot. And we all got into it all at the same time. And we have a very serious love-hate relationship with this game.
More hate than love.
Yeah. Smite likes to smack us in the face and then say it was our fault, and we say, yes, it was.
Yeah. Smite's our daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smite says you rock, and we say cancel that.
Oh god.
Oh yeah. So the game itself is pretty fun. It like at its core, it's very fun. Having a MOBA where everything is mostly a skill shot sounds like a recipe for like a very skill based competitive game. But what happens is there's a lot of characters, like any competitive game, where it's just they're easier than other characters, and you can do a lot more with those characters than other characters. And on top of that, because it's a MOBA, you have to worry about your teammates,
Yeah.
and their skill levels. And when the skill levels don't match up, recipe for disaster.
Oh god. I mean, it's cool. You get to play as like gods from different mythos, and that's what kind of drew me to even bother playing it. Like, I don't know. What's frustrating is that you put in so much work to get good at a MOBA because there is a skill curve that you have to go through, and once eventually you get to top tier play, and it's a lot more fun. The thing with this game is that you get there, but then you realize that no one else did that, and now you're playing with people that don't know what they're doing, and it's very frustrating in a team-based game when your teammate messes up, and then they yell at you like it's your fault, and then it's constant BMing, and that's what makes the community so toxic, is because no one can take a step back and say, wow, I made a really shitty play. Nope, it was your jungler's fault. It was the mid's fault, even though I was in solo lane. Oh shit. It's just, yeah, it's not fun because of how bad people are, but then they don't admit how bad they are. And I'll be the first one to admit I make bad plays, I have bad games, but no one else can sit there and do that, and that's what causes the frustration.
But my thing is like, there's casual modes though. Like, it's not like League where it's only just the 3-lane jungle map.
But even they have like an arena type mode.
But it rotates. It's not
Yeah.
like constant. We have constant. If you wanted to play Joust every day, you can play Joust every day.
The worst thing is too, people won't like their first most played game mode is arena, where there's nothing tactical. It's you run at each other, you get kills. And then their second most played mode is Conquest, which is the competitive mode. 3 lanes, supposed to play tactical, supposed to play safe. You're not supposed to run at each other. But then, since they came from arena, that's exactly what they do. And then they feed, you get behind, and it all goes to hell. And then they blame you for all their mistakes.
Team fights. What are those?
Yeah, even the tutorial puts you in arena.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of their mistake.
And then the tutorial videos are like from season 3.
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
even the new Conquest map. It's the old one.
Yeah, I mean, long story short, the company put a lot of love and care into the cosmetic part of the game and not the core mechanics of the game, and are releasing new content instead of updating the current content. So it's like a shitstorm with their current content. They create new content, and it just
And then it
adds
fucks
to
up the storm.
It adds to the shitstorm. So it's just a constant cycle of depression, pain, and regret.
Depression thing.
And when new content comes in, 2 things happen. It's either really shit the bed bad, which is very rare. We've only had that happen twice, and that's Kuzenbo. Can we say that? Kuzenbo?
Yeah.
So
It's the
Kuzenbo
name of a mythological.
and Yamoja.
It's my favorite god.
Oh my god, those gods were hot garbage on release. Hot fucking garbage. Absolutely the worst characters in the game. And then they were like, hey, we're gonna release hunters and such. Like Kernan knows. Oh my god, this man. It didn't matter what your playstyle was, it didn't matter how good you were at the game. You pressed 2 abilities and you killed everyone in the game. And don't even get me started when they introduced the Arthurian Pantheon. When they said, you know what, let's give everyone in this Pantheon 8 abilities when everyone else has 4.
Oh yeah, I just realized
That shit don't add up. That shit don't add up.
Everybody in that theory Pantheon is a stance switcher.
4 abilities versus 8. How does that balance out in any way?
8 abilities you can't miss.
8 abilities you can't miss, by the way, especially on Arthur. Arthur has auto-tracking basic attacks that you can use to your advantage because you auto-attack and then you use an ability which isn't a hit confirm. No other solo laner has that. No character in the game has an auto-tracking melee attack. And thing is too, it's like a lunge basic, so if they try to run away, you lunge at them, so you just get free movement.
Yeah, my problem with the state of Smite is just that it feels that the developers they only care about bringing in new fan base instead of putting the work into their current fan base. So it's just constantly trying to put out new shiny things to bring in real people in, just for the present like short-term surge content. And in reality, that's not how you actually keep a game alive. But hey, what do I know? Again, I'm an advertising major, just coming out to steal your money. So
Like those ugly Ruby skins. And I can say that because I watched Ruby. I still watch Ruby.
yikes.
Those skins are so ugly. Like, I appreciate the cool references, but also only like Weiss and like
That's it.
Blake.
That's it.
Some maybe Blake. Blake, maybe.
Which one has the Robin freaking
Yang?
emo? Oh my.
Yang doesn't even make sense. Why would you give a brawler a guardian moveset? It doesn't make sense. With
rocks,
when
shifting rocks.
When
With
Yang summons
dust.
rocks in the
Yang
spell.
doesn't even use dust. Weiss does. But you know what? Tilted. I'm tilted.
I mean, when your character models' faces look like melted Play-Doh.
But the thing is, they've done anime skins right. Like that dodgy skin doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
Because it's a different art style. They use a different template. Her face is 2D.
I truly
All
feel
the
bad.
chibi
I
skins have 2D
truly feel
faces.
bad for the characters the character like skin portrait designers because they do a good job half the time. The artists do a great job,
nice.
and then the animators come in and rig everything, and the models just don't look as good as the portraits.
The Artio skin.
Which one?
The
The
You
bear?
know the one.
The wolf one?
The one.
You know the one.
Ew.
Her legs weren't even touching.
Well,
the
it
floor.
was like a summer
Her legs
skin.
curve in.
What was
It was
it?
the community skin.
Community, yes.
And her eyes
It
popped
was a
out
freedom
of her
pit.
She looked like a slug.
Oh my god. Oh, that skin on launch was so bad.
And then like her back is like arched, so it looks like she's like.
Alright, so here's Artio. Artio is just like a mistress, an Irish mistress.
She's the goddess of spring.
Yeah, goddess of spring. You know, so she has like a nature staff. She has like a skirt and stuff, and then she transforms into a bear. You know, you've seen the movie.
Brave.
Exactly. You had a chance to
Brother
change.
Bear.
You had the chance to change your fate, would ya? Yeah, nah.
I turned him
So-
over to a bear.
So basically that transforms, and that skin particularly, what makes it so ugly is that it turns into a dog. All right, and the dog, the paws, they don't match up with the bear paws, so the paws are curved. So imagine a dog paw, but in the middle it's just like arced. So now you have like weird, like freaking Lego cup hands walking around everywhere, and then like. Well, wait, how'd you get the snail glitch?
You, like, did an
her,
emo.
Yeah, her emo.
Oh, yeah.
Her
And
eyes.
her eyes
Oh my god. No, her clapping emo is like her breaking her bones because the dog's arms don't move like that. So to break her arms and clap straight in front of her in a sitting position, and whenever you do that, her eyes pop out her sockets and look like Mr. Krabs. Literally.
But they fixed it though.
They
fixed
did
it.
fix it though.
Yeah, but they.
So I give them credit, but they did not fix the arc in the pod. It's still kind
Or
of
the
gross.
back. She looks like she
The
broke
back,
her back.
yeah.
Deadass, how you gonna release that like that?
But she has a werewolf skin and doesn't look bad.
I don't know.
Oh.
You guys can talk about season 5 changes. While
Season
I go
7?
Oh shit, 7.
I was like, we're on hello.
Bro, I can't keep track of the seasons when it's all a giant shitstorm.
Heroes of the Storm? No, I'm kidding.
Alright, so
You guys can talk about the changes while I go piss.
Alright.
Well, at least season 7. It seems like they're moving in a
7
better
seems
direction.
promising. I can say that. 7 seems promising.
Free wards.
Rewards.
Okay, free wards. We don't know how they
Well,
play
they're
yet.
less rewards.
A jungler
Lesser
consumable.
rewards.
A
Yeah.
jungler
Jungler consumable, very good.
No more invade meta.
It's like League Smite.
Quote unquote, no more invade meta.
I'm sure somebody will find a way though.
But yeah, they always do.
Surecat still has dumb clear. What's to say she doesn't get the buff easier now? Because now they're gonna burst it,
Exactly.
and now the buff's gonna be weaker, and she can take it easier.
Or you just rush movement speed and then you rush to the enemy speed.
Exactly.
See, it would make sense if like they moved speed farther across the map or just made the map bigger a little bit.
That's what they need.
So that it takes longer
That's what
time.
people have been saying. Do you
It
not
is.
remember what season 4, where you could literally take 10 seconds, rotate, get a kill, rotate back, and still get your wave?
Yeah.
The old Conquest map was so small.
So bad.
We've had many a memory.
We
A lot of
just
memories. We'll probably have to have a whole Smite episode.
Smite. If you're listening, please just make the map bigger.
Also
That's your
sponsor
only
Give
issue.
us money, please.
It's your only issue is you need to make the map bigger and make the jungle actual jungle. Don't make it so the jungler takes buffs in 2 seconds and then rotates. No. In every other MOBA, you need a specific relic to take a jungle camp. It takes you like 15 seconds to take the jungle camp. I understand you want to make it fast paced. So don't make it like super tanky where like League of Legends it takes forever to clear a buff. Just make it so that you don't clear buffs in 2 seconds. Or nerf the junglers wait to clear on jungle camps, but make it so they do more damage against gods. That way it slows the pacing of the game. That way the jungler can't just like go everywhere they want and just get free kills and picks.
Yeah.
Let's see, I'm trying to think.
How do you guys feel about that one show called Bakugan?
Yeah.
Bakugan.
The one they brought back.
The one they wrote back.
Bakugan.
I don't even have any.
Kuzo?
I don't even have any memory of Bakugan.
Did you know Bakugan is more popular in America than it was in Japan?
Well,
Tragic.
It's a bunch of balls. No wonder it's super popular.
Magnetic balls.
Magnetic balls. I mean, I give them props. The re-release or whatever. Apparently, like it's more of a tactical game that it can be played at like tournaments.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Like they
I've
pick
heard.
up chips or cars or whatever. So like they put a lot more work into it.
It's-
Before it was just toys to sell the show to
was-
sell the toys.
Yeah,
That's all it really was.
Well, it was literally just Pokemon with a little magnetic ball that you roll on the thing.
I mean, we couldn't really play it competitively because like it
No,
was
not at all.
so basic. And like with each release of a different season of Bakugan, the power scaling went up by like 10 billion. So like none of it made sense. But like I don't know, like I just remember going to the store and buying like those 2-packs, and I'm like, and like just trying to find like the ones from the show because I was just a little kid. I'm like, I just want the one I saw.
I just want
not
the
this like not this green colored like weird ass crab. But you know, alas, sometimes I was the only one there, so that's what I got. But yeah, like I have a whole tin of them back in like my room back home, and I'm like, maybe I should sell these. And but then I wait, and now that they're having a season 2, and there's gonna be kids coming in playing the season 2, they'll be like, oh my god, those older ones, they're vintage, and they'll pay the big bucks. So now I'm gonna make the big brain play and wait even longer.
Yeah, that's better than what I did. Back when the original Bakugan was a thing, I remember I had a big old plastic box of
It was
Bakugan,
a giant bin.
and they probably cost over $100 because those 2-packs were expensive. It was like $8.
With the gross
Yeah,
cards.
with the
Thing
metal
is,
parts.
literally the whole bottom of the box was littered with just like the little ball.
It was just those, and I sold them for $20.
Oh no.
'Cause
And
I
thing is too, we also had the Walmart exclusive ones,
Exactly.
and we had the big Bakugans.
Oh yeah.
The big
the
chungo
giant
Bakugan.
Bakugan.
Yeah.
Except
I
they were
sold them
trash.
for $20 because I wanted a PS3 headset.
Oh, look how that lasted you.
See, like I never understood TFGs and TCGs because like you're spending so much money just to play a game competitively. Like think about that. You're spending like $100 like every like year.
That is true, and it's
No,
RNG. You're not
much
guaranteed
more.
anything.
To build specific decks with like certain rare cards, like in Yu-Gi-Oh,
Exactly.
you spend like over like $1,000. You
It's
spend
all,
$1,000 on building a deck.
It's all
That's
random.
one deck. They get that multiple most of the times, and like
Exactly.
continuously work on it, edit it. And like I liked collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards because they looked cool. Never really did it to play with them all that much.
I collected Pokemon cards just to like the art.
Bro, no, I actually feel like Ryugi Moto because I had a Blue Eyes White Dragon and I had played with like a friend of mine one day and it was gone. Never saw it again. He stole my blue eyes. And I was like, bro, why did I
Ripped it up
literally
in front of you.
become Yugi? Big hair and all, bro.
That his hair doesn't make sense. Can we talk about that? What is his hair?
Why does he have purple and blonde hair?
Okay, but are you gonna?
No, it's purple,
Are you,
blonde, and black.
are you really gonna try and understand Animu hair?
But like,
Sure.
I just want to understand. Like, he highlighted his tips of his hair blonde,
He's like Guy Fieri.
and then he took a bang, a singular
He's gonna
bang,
take you to Dual Town, dude.
dipped it in purple thing, and was like, "Yes, this is what I will be."
Hey, you're forgetting the black bit.
Yeah, that's
you just don't believe in the heart of the cards. That's the
don't.
There
problem.
you go.
That's the problem.
I wasn't a
I'm
Yu-Gi-Oh
gonna send
kid.
your ass to the Shadow Realm.
I was a Pokemon kid.
Exactly, that's why.
I still play Pokemon. I played every single generation except for Sword and Shield just because I don't own a Switch.
And you
that
didn't-
makes me the big
You
sad.
didn't finish 7.
Okay,
I mean-
yeah, because
7's garbage.
okay, it wasn't. It's just it's hard to get through. I just found it boring. Yeah, that's just my problem with it. I don't know. I could argue the same thing about Black and White though. Like it was super cool with the new animations of the sprites. I was like, okay, that's nice.
Reshiram and Zekrom were cool legendaries.
Yeah, they were cool legendaries. It's just like I didn't like a lot of the map design, like the Vault Cave or whatever, the electric based cave was just like a pain and a chore. It just seemed like a chore walking around. There's a lot of dull grays and browns.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't an attractive region.
You could tell, like, Game Freak didn't want to do another DS Pokemon game. Like, they were over it already.
But, you know, money.
And then, I like Gen 6. Gen 6 is good. I like it.
As Gen 6, I'm coming to learn that it didn't do so hot, but like I thought it was really good. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like the Mega Evolution introduction was cool, especially adding the 3 original Kanto starters with it. I feel like that was a good reveal.
And
Had
you
a
got
good-
them
yeah.
in game.
Yeah, and like it was a decent amount of cool things that they added, and like the legendaries were kind of cool. Team Flare was kind of ass, not gonna lie.
I barely remember the evil team from Gen 6 though.
Like, yeah, Team Flare, bro. You know, and the big guy with the big beard.
Oh yeah, and then he was like, I need to fight Evolve.
Beardo Supremo. That's my favorite villain.
Beardo Supremo.
Yeah, that's my favorite villain.
And then Fairy type, which is broken.
Okay, yeah, Fairy, like the introduction to Fairy type was very that wasn't great. Like competitively, that
They
kinda
just
sucked.
roasted everything.
They they just kind of decided to shit on everybody else. But I
Was
was
it
like,
like dragon type? Pretty
yeah,
much?
it's super effective against Dragon.
Oh,
It's
dragon
really- it's a really
was
good
previously
defensive
the
type.
best,
Yeah,
right?
well, not even really. Like the typing itself wasn't the best. It's just the stats of Dragon type Pokemon tended to be
Also, Klefki was broken.
okay. Yeah, Clucky was
Steel Fairy, it only had like
fire
fire.
because I had Levitate.
I think so.
I don't even remember. It's been so long since I've
Because
played
then,
Gen 6.
was it Big to Poison in Gen 6? I don't even remember.
The most played gens for me were 3, 4, and 1.
Mine was, I think the same. Because Diamond and Pearl is when like I really got into Pokemon.
The only problem with Diamond and Pearl is that it's really slow.
It is so
And I'm not talking about the
slow.
story, I'm talking about just the game
Gameplay.
mechanics.
And
And
then-
then do a battle, it just takes like 3 times
the
like the
animation
gameplay.
is so slow.
And then they make you like go through your weird little like handheld thing on your DS, and like without an emulator you can't fast forward any of the dialogues. You're just pressing A all the time.
Okay, but did you find it funny how you could speak into the microphone for chat tot?
Yes.
That was kind of funny. I give him that.
And there's also a calculator on it, bro. I use that calculator at school. That's
Okay,
it.
but see, Diamond and Pearl was the first games that inspired me to get an action replay. I'd never been one of those kids that got Game Sharks for like the PS2 or whatever. I always heard of it, but like the DS one, there was like a random one at Walmart.
Ew.
It was like cheap, and I was like,
Oh,
wow,
yeah, I
this is-
saw one.
This is super easy to get, so I just bought it. And like, yeah, like I was able to like go through like special events, like get the Azure Flute for Arceus, and but like they never even released the event, so I was like, damn, that kind of sucks. But like, yeah, like I love the legendary. I think like the legendaries for Gen 4 were my favorite set because there were so many of them. They were like really cool and mysterious, like Giratina. And,
Also, they're literally like the gods of time and space.
oh my god, that's what made Terminal Montage's video amazing. I love that video. The battle royale with legendary Pokemon, that was fire.
Bird up.
What was your favorite gens?
I mean, I've only played. The only ones I played as a kid were Emerald, and
Rayquaza.
that was really it. And then I played Fire Red on an emulator. And
Same.
I started Diamond on a DS, so I couldn't,
Ew.
fast forward through things, and I was just like, this is way too slow.
And it's a run like what 5 years in the making.
Exactly.
And then they're like, I want you to go into the mine and mine these things and then catch a Pokemon and then come back to me. And I'll do it again.
I do miss the global trading system.
Yeah, that was cool.
That slapped.
But now we have Pokemon Bank.
Yeah, I'm one of those Gen 3 years. Like it's still my favorite gen. I love it so much. I don't know. I love the tropical theme. The bright colors are always enticing. The environment was always really cool. But honestly, Gen 3 has one of my favorite OSTs. So much trumpet. It's literally the best.
MIDI trumpet.
Yes. Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza, and Deoxys. And
Primal
Jirachi.
Groudon.
They were super cool, and yeah, and honestly, I did like the remix. They did like as time went on, people were like, oh, honestly wasn't as good as the original, but like I did like it because they actually added twists
And
like,
story.
added changes, and added real story elements, and I think it looked great.
It was super cool seeing like Rayquaza, like going on Rayquaza and like
you
going
can
into
finally catch
space.
Deoxys in the game.
Yeah.
The Moonbase had a use. That was cool. Like there were a lot of things that I liked about the remakes. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, arguably though, is the greatest remake.
Ho-Oh
to date.
and Lugia.
Just having both the Kanto and Johto regions, it was amazing. Having every single Pokemon sprite animated to walk behind you, that was amazing.
They brought it back.
And the soundtrack from Johto was really good too. I don't know.
I've yet to play Gen 7.
Yeah.
But like I've heard good things. I've heard it's a good game. People have just said it's short. Which is like most Pokemon games.
Sword and Shield?
Yeah.
I need to buy.
I heard they're
Switch.
lacking in that pretty much you just collect every Pokemon because it's really easy to farm, but there's no real actual gameplay or story.
But like I don't really like play Pokemon games for the story.
I mean, yeah. It's the
also-
same story.
Yeah.
Copy
Basic,
pasted
but
every single.
people just say like it's lacking.
Oh, it's like Big Bad Legendary comes in, the evil team tries to capture Big Bad Legendary to take over the world, or destroy the world, or change the world, or do something to the world. The world, this is my final message.
I don't know.
I don't,
People,
I don't know.
get so upset about the rival not being like mean to you, but like
I mean, Gary was the big ass.
he was a real asshole. But I feel like that it doesn't matter. Though.
I mean, it gave
Does
him a lot. It gave him a lot of character.
Yeah.
You know, he was
But-
the asshole.
Do you old? Like I feel like it'd get old if all your rivals were just assholes.
I mean,
Who doesn't like assholes?
so, yeah, some can argue that you can never get tired of the asshole. But I
Big
digress.
stink.
I don't know. I never really cared about my rival because you just fight them and then they're gone.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're
Who's
like
the
not that
rival?
vital.
Emerald. Isn't it that girl?
May.
May.
It's
She's
either May
not
or
an asshole.
Brandon.
Brennan.
I always thought he had white hair.
Me
It's
too.
just the hat.
But it was a hat. But they never even talked about it.
Y'all
That's the
never knew
thing.
that?
Like, they never said it was a hat. I never got the guide or whatever to show the pictures of them.
Yeah, and the like the little sprite makes it look like he has white hair and like a green
Yeah.
bandana.
Exactly.
Well, even in the opening too, because it like flows with the wind.
Yeah.
Exactly. Didn't make any sense.
With the water.
Why the fuck
dropping.
you were riding in the back of the truck?
That's true.
There are
Because you're
two.
moving.
There
But
are
you're not.
two. What? There are two seats in the
You're
truck.
not- and it's just your mom too, so it's like just your mom and you.
Your mom was trying to get rid of you.
Exactly.
I know. She's like, go to your dad in the gym. That was cool though. How your
Yeah,
dad was like a
The
gym leader.
That was really cool. I did like.
You finally had a dad.
Yikes! Wow, Pokemon is actually a political narrative.
In every Pokemon game, you don't have a dad. I think that's the only game you have a dad. Really.
Really? Nah. Let's see. What else?
So, what are you guys' favorite podcast? What's your inspirations for making this podcast?
Sleepy Cabin is probably my number one, just because they're just a bunch of bumbling idiots that I love so much. I followed all of them animation-wise prior, so I followed their channel. So like it was really cool to see all of them interact and how well they interacted with each other, and how nonsensical and ridiculous a lot of the stories were, and just getting a look into the life of the starving artist. It was really cool. But like I don't know, like it just seemed fun. It seemed fun to see people talk and just be them and just share that and have people enjoy that. Yeah, I just found that interesting.
Also, we're just really genuine guys. Put around.
I mean, not Zach, but you know, everyone else.
I like Jenna Marbles' podcast, the Jen and Julian podcast. It's really good. I listen to it when I'm like doing stuff. They're very entertaining, and they have cute dogs.
I myself, besides Sleepy Cabin, I also listen to the official podcast a lot. Love my boy Charlie. Critical, Moist Critical. Subscribe to
Big voice.
Twitch TV. Moist Critical.
Oh god.
But yeah, no, it's just really cool. I mean, because everybody who watches that podcast, they came for Critical, but the rest of the guys are really, really cool, and it's just nice having something to listen to and just hear some jokes, and then hear some like what's going on with current events and media and stuff like that.
They also get really good what's it called? Guest stars.
They do have good guests, very good guests.
Yeah.
That's probably the best part.
Like Zach.
Exactly.
That's good. I don't know. I've always loved the podcast too, just because of like how much time they can waste. I don't mean for it to sound like that. I like just driving.
Yeah.
I tended to drive a lot for long time periods my freshman and sophomore year in college, and it was so good to just kind of kick back, put it on, and just like mindlessly listen to stories and laugh. And like music can get old after a while, especially when you start tuning things out, and then your eyelids start falling, and then you start crashing into rail sides. But you know,
Oh my god.
but you know, yeah.
Hey, that's bonus points, alright? Your multiplier's going up.
Bro.
Bonus.
Yeah, that's probably the only way I can make it through early morning shifts working at a store. Is just.
That's just how I do my homework.
You should tell them how your average like starting time.
Oh, my average starting time, good old 1 in the morning, baby.
Aha.
Or at least for the holiday season. It used to be like 5 in the morning, but it just got busier with corporate, you know, those arts and crafts stores. They get busy too.
Because you work at
Yeah,
Donatello.
'cause Santa Claus.
Donatello's. You can't lie, that was kind of clean. Though. That was kind of
Listen, the
clean.
holiday season is busy, and Santa Claus can't tickle his balls by himself.
Disgusting.
He can't make everything by himself, so you have to go to the arts and crafts stores and make stuff for him.
So you have to go to Donatello's
Okay,
and buy
disclaimer:
your-
Santa Claus is real.
Exactly.
Yeah,
yeah,
come on.
If you didn't know,
He's
Yeah.
real.
I know your parents might have told you otherwise, but actually,
that was a test.
that was a test and you failed.
Yeah.
There you go. Sorry.
Join our
That's
club.
why you don't get presents from them anymore.
Exactly.
Yep.
Now your parents have to buy you presents because you stopped believing in
See,
Santa.
now
Exactly.
you lost out on like a 10% present return. Look at that. That's
Exactly.
terrible. How do you lose that?
That's why you only get socks when you're an adult. You don't believe
Exactly.
in Santa Claus.
You get clothes.
I mean, you really only need socks.
But do you only want socks?
No.
Exactly.
He knows when you're awake.
Always.
Always.
And he knows when you don't believe.
Where's my Santa fighting game?
Santa fighting game.
Bro, isn't he in that one, like,
fighting.
yeah, that God fighting?
Maximilian
He's
G.
in there! Santa is in there.
Oh yeah, with like.
You can have Jesus and fighting Santa.
That game's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's cool, but I mean, like,
Where's my Lego Yoda fighting game?
Disgusting.
Roast my show.
Bro, have a Lego Star Wars fighting game?
Disgusting.
Do you remember that like Clone Wars game on the Wii?
Oh.
Yes!
It was actually kind of fun.
It was so
though.
fun.
It was kind of fun. It was very hard.
Yes.
Those controls did not work.
No, they did not. I mean, you look back, and a lot of the things with the Wii didn't
not
really work. But it was still fun.
I think Super Mario Galaxy is the only thing that like I can think where like the
Okay.
Wii remote would kind of work.
But was I the only one that would play Wii Sports, use both controllers, set both controllers as both opposing players, and then just have them sit in front of the net and just keep swinging, just having them go back and forth like constantly? That was just the funniest shit for me as a kid. I was just laughing my ass off the whole time. Oh no, and I would play the boxing tutorial. And since it had to go through like a timer and like to like tell you things, I would just keep hitting the guy in the face over and over and over again. It was just like so much fun.
Like the TAS speedrun bros.
The task
Where he
speedrun
goes-
of
where he
Wii
goes-
Sports. Greatest achievement. It's amazing. I was like, wow, I did not know it was this easy to play.
It's so
this.
funny that he just keeps on punching and we're like getting critical.
Yeah.
He's like,
And they don't move because it like lock stuns them.
yeah, like
I've fallen in love with like speedrunning this year. Like watching, who's the Super Mario Odyssey one? You remember?
isn't it like Valiant?
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, Ant. I just say Ant. And
Ant.
oh my god, seeing Breath of the Wild speedruns is so funniest.
Bro, you got a shield jump.
It's ridiculous.
It's so stupid.
It just looks ridiculous.
I hope for the second game they keep the same engine.
I do too. Cause
The
it'd be
physics
funny.
are great.
It's so stupid.
I really like Majora's Mask speedruns because you just sit like go crouch in corners, move your camera
You
around
just
with your
freaking-
shield, and you drop through the
You
floor.
break
to
the
boss
Deku
room.
stick, it keeps on moving, and then you just kill a boss with like one hit. Have you seen like an Ocarina of Time speedrun where they do the glitch with the Deku stick?
No.
And then they just kill Goma in like 3 hits. They go and she dies.
That's fire.
Because the Deku stick does like almost more damage than the actual sword.
Mm.
Like most speedruns beat Ocarina of Time. Like they beat up Ganon with the Deku stick.
See, but people they underestimate the power of the Deku stick.
Of the dick stick.
Yeah, the Deku dick.
The Deku
You don't know how powerful that
The
dick
Deku
is.
It's
dick and the
literally
Deku
just
nut.
wood.
Yeah, literally would.
Deku Babas are scary. Like, think about it. It's like a
Yeah,
giant
they're scary.
plant that like spits poison at you. That's spooky.
I mean, there's a lot of things in Legend of Zelda that aren't very nice
For
looking.
real. Like the Skulltulas.
Those are creepy.
Even the curse, the golden Skulltula curse, the freaking cursed image of like a half human, half Skulltula being.
That was terrifying.
Disgusting.
Truly
Bro,
disgusting.
it sounds like the arachnid from Bloodborne.
Even like Ocarina of Time when you first become like an adult.
Oh,
and
the Redes.
are just outside
Oh.
the time temple, the temple time, where it is, wherever you get the Master Sword. It's been a while since I played it. But yeah, that's scary. They just jump on you.
Trying to think. Isn't there like a temple? I forgot what it was called. It was like the temple of something. And like the Redes are the Redes are dancing or something. They don't notice you and they're like you're dancing. I think it's either Majora's Mask. And if you put like the stone mask, the one that makes it so that people don't notice you, they're like dancing in a circle.
It's weird.
No, that's epic style.
The freaking Redeads in Wind Waker are terrifying.
Yes.
They freaking like have like earrings. They're like
The big ass heads.
yeah, they're so tall. Wind Waker scared me as a kid.
Wind Waker is probably.
Wind Waker's my favorite Zelda game.
That's my favorite Zelda game, but I've yet
It
to
didn't-
play through Breath of the Wild.
It didn't age, but
Breath
I
of the
played
Wild's
Breath of the
cool.
Wild. It's a long game.
You sure about
I mean, she's speedruns not
yeah,
real.
but if you don't speedrun, it's a long game.
that? Well, yeah, because you have to walk to every base.
Yeah, but like once you get your motorcycle, it's pretty epic. You should go like
Epic style Zelda.
I thought that was
motorcycle.
DLC.
it is DLC.
Oh, is it free?
Yeah.
Ah, it's epic.
I think so. I don't remember.
He's flunking out.
I just like shield surfed everywhere.
That's how you it's not flying, it's falling style.
Exactly.
You know, Jack and Daxter invented the shield, so and Jack 2 and the hoverboard.
Ew.
is so cool.
Those games trigger me.
Mean.
You don't
Jack
like the
Daxter
Jack
one
and
was
Daxter
straight
games?
flames.
They're good. It's just like the story got so cringy. Like the third one was so cringy.
That's the early 2000s.
But it was like, this doesn't need to exist. Like, I don't care about a love triangle between like Jack and this random
All
cop.
of a sudden,
lady.
Jack grows a beard. It's like, fuck shit.
And every woman's like,
Because he's edgy, dude.
I hate the world.
I'm running away from the cops.
He became Shadow the Hedgehog
He did.
for Jack and Daxter.
What is with like early 2000 games and like putting cops and like bad
It
people
was
together?
edgy.
Cause Sly, you have Carmelita and Sly,
Edgy.
and then you have Jack with that random cop lady. I don't even know her name.
Ashlyn.
I mean, you
Yeah.
just take Sonic's persona from the early 2000s at face value.
Ew.
I don't play by the rules.
Ew.
I'll make you eat those words.
Oh.
I mean, like the same premises of Uncharted 2. Yeah, Nathan, kind of edgy, kind of bad guy.
Or Evil Cole from Infamous.
That's
Oh.
epic gamer stuff.
So gross.
The influence is so good.
With his red lightning.
Bro.
Is he a Palpatine?
Stop that.
Apparently.
We'll discuss that at a later time. I don't want to allow my frustrations right now. What else is on the docket?
On the
I know we
market.
were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh earlier, which is like a real life gotcha game.
Yeah.
So
There's a mobile game.
there is that
Duel
mobile
Links.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend plays it.
I played it for a week and I was
People
like,
put in
no
real
thanks.
money.
Yes.
Because it's
Yes.
like real life Yu-Gi-Oh.
No,
you have to
people,
pay for
people,
card
no,
packs.
No. But
people,
no.
digital cards.
No. People actually play tournaments on those
Yeah.
that mobile
Yeah.
game.
That's crazy.
It's like the most competitive way to play Yu-Gi-Oh now.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
Because it's the
also-
easiest. You don't have to sort through a giant deck of cards.
Also, I think you can like it's like Pokemon, the online game, where you can like scan your real life cards, I think, and it puts it in the mobile game.
Scan
People
the
just
pack
like it's a
or
little bit easier because all the like information for all the rules and the cards and stuff is like
Yeah.
there, so you
All
don't have
the-
to like sit there and read the
Yeah.
actual small font on the cards.
Also, I feel like it's cooler because you get to like see the monsters like
Yeah.
actually.
And the effects just automatically take effect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Simpler. I
Like that
guess.
PS1 game I had for
Well, that
Yu-Gi-Oh.
PS1. I still have that PS1 Yu-Gi-Oh.
What was it called again?
Didn't you have Exodia, like the cheat code?
I did because my dad got really
Dark,
good at
Was it
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Dark something?
My dad literally got so good at Yu-Gi-Oh. He got better than me and Matthew. He
Roasted.
literally was roasting people. He was like, "Bro, I got the cards. I got you this epic card." I was like, "What do you mean, Dad? What is this?" He got me Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Boomer Eyes White Dragon.
Boomer Eyes White Dragon. I was like, what is this?
Sheesh.
So how do you guys feel about gacha games in general then?
I don't like them.
Oh.
You like them.
Okay, it's not that I like them.
Excuse me. You spent like actual money on gacha games.
Okay, but it was for the epic gamer moment.
But like, did you even get good stuff out of it?
Yes, I have.
Sometimes.
That's a lie.
Like 10%.
Exactly.
But that 10% still exists. You can't.
Happy New Year's! Here's 20 of our in-game currency. Have fun.
Listen, I like certain gacha games just because of the theme.
Like, I liked Fire Emblem Heroes for like 3 weeks, and then I was like, this is getting old.
Just like to put the swimsuit costume.
Fire Emblem Hero. I mean,
That hose just scared the shit out of me. You moved that, and I thought there was like a cockroach flying.
yeah, it was the auto-tune cockroach, bro.
I love how you sing it. You know, it's like accurate.
Don't worry about it.
Doesn't
Copyright.
have to be.
Don't have to be, bro.
We're gonna get copyright by the Cockroach Incorporated.
Oh no.
Cockroach Incorporated.
Cockroach Incorporated.
Oh man.
That abbreviation, that's a power move.
Boo boo.
What else is there?
Oh, we didn't talk about memes.
Memes.
Meme machine.
What do you guys?
The evolution
of
of
memes.
May.
Of memes.
I remember Rage comics used to be the funniest thing.
Or like troll face.
Troll
Yeah,
face.
troll faces.
The early 2000s, man. What a wonderful place.
Nyan Cat.
Oh,
You look back and you're like, damn, I laughed.
exactly.
Laughed at that. Well, I don't know. I look at now and I'm like, damn, I laugh at this. I'm just like, wow.
Like the chaos memes.
I feel like
the void memes.
I mean,
I
just
feel like my
a
brain,
dancing auto-tuned cockroach.
my brain devolved through memes. I'm not complaining. I still enjoy it, but when you look back, I'm like, wow, my sense of humor is kind of out the window.
Yeah.
Completely.
Like
I laugh at a picture of garlic bread. And I'm like, wow, why is this so funny?
Or you laugh at a picture of a green bean, an anthropomorphic green bean.
You got beans.
You got bean.
Or what's it?
Eat my beans!
Bro, monkey washing dishes, bro. But
No, monkey getting a haircut.
Haircut. No, rooster getting a haircut.
Oh, that's ascended. Oh my god, the ascension memes. Jesus Christ. Oh man.
Bro, in the ear rape phase.
It's
still eerie. Hello?
Bones,
See, but
pizza.
YouTube, like, memes became more like YouTube poop. That's what I've kind of observed. Like, the random, nonsensical, loud, almost developing a slight story that is totally YouTube.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a cycle. Soon we're going to be back to the .pngs of the dinosaur, the velociraptor pointing and having a club. We're going to be back there eventually.
I remember that one, or the baby fist.
Yeah.
Baby fist.
Tell me how in one of my classes, it was a branding class, and the TA for that class actually was doing research on memes. He was getting he had a minor in memes. I was like, what? And he was so serious about it. He actually had like a lot of data and research behind it. I'm like, I just can't take anything seriously.
He was like, yes, the Pepe meme seems to be increasingly popular.
The diamond Pepe has
Let's go.
increased in value over time.
The meme economy.
Oh man, that's
No,
weird to think
but
about.
like people actually make a living off of memes.
I've also
Oh, yeah.
I also discovered that our demographic in college is actually really, really behind meme
Yeah,
culture
some
a lot of the
people are.
times. It's like everyone's behind until you get to high school, and then like you somehow evolve big brain energy, and then like just know all the trends, and then you lose it. It's like a peak, like a hill.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think
It's
it's just like
weird.
a teenager thing.
Yeah, because you're always on.
I mean, I know nothing about memes, to be honest. Like, you guys send me memes, I'm like, ah
Because you're not ascended.
You don't keep with the meme culture like we do.
Bro, I'm just trying to play my games, okay?
Beep, beep, beep.
Trying to be an epic gamer.
Howard the Alien, bro, he's out.
Yikes.
Bring him back.
Dame tu cosita.
Ew.
That one was gross.
That song is like so inappropriate too.
I mean, it was just trash. It was
What was the
trash.
translation for it?
I don't know, but I think it
I
was
don't think
about.
he really wants to know.
Yeah.
I think it was about like tugging a girl to like.
Touch me or something like that?
Yeah. I was like, what is this?
No, just like the CGI.
I like how there's just
the
like phases where like
alien
random
gross.
foreign things become memes.
Yeah.
I don't know. What memes? Yeah, memes encapsulate.
Memes are a thing, yeah. What do you guys feel about esports?
Ah, yes.
That's cool.
Increasing esports games.
I mean, people like people make like money now, like
Back in the
actual
day,
money.
being an epic gamer, not
Well,
epic.
laughed at.
Not epic.
Absolutely
Now
laughed at.
being an epic gamer,
Truly.
default dancing, Fortnite.
Ew.
No. Legendary default dance from season 1 with that obvious George Michael ripoff song.
But like also, there's like a 14-year-old kid won $1 million out of Fortnite tournament. Can
Bro,
we talk about
he
that?
had to get escorted by police.
The golden age
Really?
of gaming.
Yes, he
To
had
where?
to back to his house. He was
Wow.
escorted.
He was escorted.
Those-
I mean, it makes sense.
Those 40-year-old men are like, give me your money, kid.
Can you hear us?
Like, you're the sugar daddy now.
Oh.
But like, I wonder if they like said it was $1 million, but it was probably like the government took
Yeah.
like half of his money.
There's always taxes. And
Yeah.
This always has to be taxed.
Yeah.
So it was probably like 500K, which is still a lot of money.
For 14 years old?
Especially for a 14-year-old, what is he?
His parents probably said, "Give me that money."
He probably took a cut.
Bro, they pulled a birthday money. Alright, give mommy your birthday
I
money.
don't know. I think it's. I know a lot of people are complaining about how like gaming's so normalized. Like they said that a lot about the recent Game Awards and how it didn't feel like a proper Game Awards. It just felt like Hollywood. But I also like the fact that it's just seen more as a viable option for people that are really good at it to actually make a living out of it. I think that's a good thing, and it also makes like. I like how the toxicity behind you play games. You're a little degenerate piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like
You're
that's
not
that's
athletic.
it's not a thing. Like, it's less of a thing now just because
Everybody does it.
Everyone plays games on your phone. Like at home on your PC on your like anything.
Everybody plays Fortnite. Everybody plays.
Everybody plays Flappy Bird, Fortnite 2.0.
But my thing is like, I just don't get why people like every time something becomes mainstream, it's automatically bad. Like that doesn't make it bad. Like just because something is popular doesn't make it bad necessarily. It's just popular. Like video games didn't all of a sudden like become garbage to be in because people don't shit on it anymore.
Some games became garbage, but that's also another
That's
story.
because the player base.
That's
usually what happens is player base. Like Minecraft died off early on because the player base was
And
all
then
children.
it came
And then
back.
it came back because it became an older,
The
more
greatest
mature.
comeback of all
Yeah,
time.
Well, it became like a nostalgia thing.
it became a nostalgia thing, but it's kind of you pick the video and you just kind of listen. You don't really care about the gameplay. Minecraft doesn't have much gameplay to offer, so you kind of listen. It's kind of basically like a podcast but of gameplay. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you can get married to your epic girlfriend.
Yeah.
But how does it get better than that?
A true life to live.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of like video game stuff that was like recently in the
How
news.
awful Anthem was?
What?
How awful Anthem was.
That
Oh, yeah.
the Destiny Slayer.
How Anthem like freaking bricked your console apparently.
Wait, that's a thing.
Yeah, like apparently some PS4s like got bricked because of Anthem, and then the
Nice.
company had to like give them a new PS4. I was like,
Mm.
that's so tragic.
What a power play. Just what a great release.
You know a game's bad when the developers literally say, "All right, we are scrapping this game and we are not updating it anymore. We are not putting funding to this game."
Really?
Yeah.
Yes,
They gave up on it.
So
They gave up on
tragic.
it's literally as is. There's no changes. They're not going to do any updates. They're not even going to have they shut the
They were
server down?
hyping it up
Not
so
even.
much too.
You know, as sleazy as EA can be, I do give them props. With Battlefront 2 for actually sitting
Oh,
down and being like, you know what?
Yeah.
Instead of like taking whatever passive income they could from the loot system and then just dropping the game and never looking at it again, they actually decided to continually update it and actually change things and listen to the player base. I was like, wow, could have fooled me. I did not expect that.
Too bad their other games are still very garbage.
Well, yeah.
How do you charge like $20, like in in-game currency for like a fake sports video game? You're not even playing the sport. You're playing a video game of the sport. And there was like in-game ads too for like Mountain Dew and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
like,
so.
And thing is too,
Bro,
like
listen.
you don't get a team, you get like a player.
But like, you know, it's the same thing with people that play gacha games with anime waifus.
Except it's with muscly sports dudes.
Yeah, you know, like it's the same thing.
You gotta have your
I
favorite.
I can relate. You know, you're
You can
a
relate.
football fan. You're a football fan. You just want to sit at home and you want to.
I don't know. I guess like I'll never really understand because I'm not into sports, but like for me that's just really scummy. Like, cause you know the main player base is like teenagers who are like, I got the new NBA game.
Damn.
Honestly, they should just like have every character available and just kind of.
They have like literally Nike ads in game for shoes.
Hey, listen, they buy them shoes. Them shoe heads.
Even them shoes.
Yeah.
They wear the shoes on their head.
I mean, they're not wrong. It's stereotypical. If you like basketball, you're probably.
There's a whole
sneakerhead.
there's a whole convention for shoes.
No, that's
I would assume so, because there's people
Like
who are
people
really big
make
sneakerheads.
bank. They like all bring cash, like hundreds of bucks on shoes.
wow,
bro.
whole hundreds of bucks.
More than hundreds. People were being thousands
Imagine
to
making
buy
like
a pair of shoes.
making $3,000 on like shoes.
That's the life.
Imagine paying thousands of dollars for shoes.
For
you
shoes
never
that you're not gonna
wear.
wear.
Yeah, you just have
You're just
them
gonna
on
sell them
display.
again.
Now that I don't understand.
Each their own. It's
Yeah.
it's their money.
Yeah.
It's a hobby. It's a
I
hobby.
spend
Do what you
like,
want.
half my income on food. You know?
That's true.
There
my
we go.
But also like you kind of need to eat, bro.
You don't necessarily need shoes.
Yeah, I mean, you could eat shoes.
Ah yes, yummy.
It's not as cost effective, but it gets the job done.
Exactly.
Give me that
No
rubber.
leather, the real leather, and there you go. Just some nutrients. A
Leather?
little bit of paint.
You mean cow skin?
All right, I have a hypothetical.
All right, what's going on?
All right. If you were a donut, would you cream or scream?
Ew.
What does that even mean? What's a screaming donut?
How do you?
Just think. Think for a second.
So would you be like an O donut or like a cream filled donut? Is that what you're saying, pretty much?
I didn't think you would catch on at fast. But yes,
Because of big brain.
you got the big brain
A
energy.
scream donut? It says like a ghost face shaped donut.
Ah!
Yeah, it's like those voodoo donuts.
Ow! I'm not saying which donut you prefer to eat. I'm saying which donut would you?
I would want to be a scream donut, like an O-shaped donut. I don't want to be a cream filled donut. They look kind of ugly.
They do look ugly. Especially because you never know what's inside.
Yeah, it's
them.
just like a circle, a pastry.
And sometimes, you know, you got the little like drip coming out. And
Yeah.
You don't want that.
I mean, the donut. You could also.
Hey.
Disgusting.
Hey. I'm just speaking for
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Listen.
The big pink at Universal. Mmm.
Ew. The way you describe that. The big pig.
Yeah, you know, listen.
They wanted the strawberry frosting, the big pink. They wanted the brown
Oh.
frosting, the big steam.
Exactly. The
There
big
you go.
pink and the big
Uh-huh.
stink.
There you go.
Disgusting.
You don't even know.
You don't know.
Told you. Well, you didn't even answer my question, oh.
I did.
Probably scream donuts. Scream donuts are cool. Scream
I
donuts
think
just,
that'd also be a scream donut.
they're just weird.
Bro,
It's
I'd
just
be-
like-
I'd be a cream donut. You know why?
What?
Why?
Because I can like shoot my cream into the eyes of my enemies. And like that's such a useful tool.
Ew.
Bro,
Imagine
bite
being able to
into
hunt
his-
with that.
But then
Take
you
out the
get eaten.
eyesight, easy.
But isn't
easy.
it like your living energy? Like, what would you do if you run out?
Go get it back.
Ew.
Once I kill,
Hop back
the
on the
thing.
little like dispenser inside the same hole and
You
just
gotta fill it up.
refill, bro.
Exactly.
It's like gas.
Your cream can be refilled with many things in the environment. The animal kingdom.
Just pick up
And
dirt.
some as organics.
Ew. Just
Exactly.
put mud donut. Give me your
Mmm.
mud
Madonna? Madonna Magica?
Mud donut. Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah, spoiler alert, everyone dies.
Wow, big one. Good
Everyone's
one.
a donut.
Everyone's a
Yeah,
donut.
every
That's the
donut
real
dies.
spoiler.
I feel like if you haven't watched Madoka Magica though, then like, what's wrong?
I haven't. I don't really care.
I was like, really? Like, when did you care?
Who else has a hypothetical?
I have one.
Sure.
Would you rather eat a cactus or,
You didn't have a fucking hypothetical. You're thinking about it right now. This is a would you rather. This is lame.
or a porcupine?
That's the same thing, except one's alive.
Exactly.
What?
I think I'd go with the cactus because I just remember.
I've seen people eat cactuses. I haven't seen someone eat a
Bro.
live porcupine.
Did they
So I'm gonna eat the
did
cactus.
they de-spine the cactus?
Yes.
No, they eat it spines and all.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Ew.
Cats like doing that apparently.
Oh no, because they can't pierce because they have like
A rough tongue.
they have
Yeah,
like rough
they
have
have
tougher
metal. They have metal inside of their mouths.
no they have like tougher gums so it can't pierce. So if we try to eat it, it will pierce our cheeks and our upper gums.
Nice.
Ah, you seen,
Why are people
seen,
eating
Seen
cactuses?
LA Beast, bro? He ate a cactus.
Oh, yuckers.
Ew.
LA Beast is a beast for a reason.
Okay, that hypothetical was lame.
Badland
I
chugs.
got one.
Yeah.
Okay, so because you mentioned Madonna Magica, if you guys were magical girls, what will your transformation sequences be?
Oh. I would like flip up in the air and then like
Alright, look, that's
Do
lame.
and then like I would make a T pose and then like all my armor would like come on me and then I would like land
Wow, your armor would come.
Come on, yes.
Sheesh.
in both meanings.
Oh wow.
And then I would land and then I would do a spin. There you go.
What kind of spin? Are you just gonna like roll on the ground? Or?
Yeah, I do a fire drop down roll type of spin.
Nice.
I would ball up onto the floor and go, and then turn into an avocado. That would be my transformation.
Alrighty, here's the best transformation of all. Alright, so I'm doing what Kuz Bento's doing over here. You know, my backflip into T pose, but instead I just have like a JPEG Akigal face, and then I transform into Bubba. And I'm just not a girl anymore. I'm just a guy.
You were
real
never a
dumb.
girl. You can be a magical girl.
No. Guy, and then I just JPEG Ahigal transform into Bubba. And there you go.
Ahigal.
Absolutely fire.
Disgusting.
No, but think about it. Backflip, T-pose, JPEG Ahigal.
You're a copycat.
Just like a square. Just a
Can't
square
copy me,
picture.
bro.
Not like actually cropped properly. Just like a picture. Just JPEG.
What about you, Daddy Dong?
Daddy dong. I don't know. I think I would like. I feel like I'd be like that one joke character. I'd like trip. I'd try to do a jump into the air, but I'd like fall on my face and like mess up my transformation. So
And that
like,
is a transformation.
exactly. So like half my costume is like already torn off.
Oh.
Exactly.
And you're like, you're about to cry.
about to cry.
Fan
Ew.
service.
Exactly.
You'd be with that character. Like that Soul Calibur girl. And she like stabbed you. She's like, I'm so sorry. And she like stabbed you. I was like, what is this?
No, it's just stab you in your
I
mouth.
have one. You know about the
Epic shot?
the dancing cockroach meme.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
if you could be a dancing bug, which one would you be, and what kind of music would play in the background?
I'd be a ladybug, easy clap, and rock and roll music would play.
Why?
Like what song?
Like AC/DC.
Okay.
Well, why?
Because I can.
like Iron Man.
Yes.
That's a good one. Alright, what about you?
Bro, I think I would be an epic Hercules Beetle, bro. I'd be
With your-
vibing the lo-fi.
With your big horn, bro.
I'm in a lo-fi or hip-hop, man.
Yeah, this is my lo-fi theme.
And then anyone tries to fight me, I just go,
Oh, I don't need to fight, bro. What would you
We're all
I
Beatles.
think I'd be a praying mantis with like some weird Indian music in the background.
No, it's like
Just like moving around my arms.
Oh god.
your Dawson, bro. Yoga Flame.
you go for it.
Damn. you took my bug.
I got you.
What the heck, bro? I guess I'd be a pill bug. They have like armor and stuff. So that's
It's a
kind
pill
of
bug.
cool. You don't even know what a pill bug is? Hello.
I might.
It's those tiny boys that curl up in a ball in like a corner.
Oh,
of your
yeah,
house.
those dudes! Those
Yeah.
dudes are epic. They're like Droidecas.
I guess, yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. That's exactly what it
That's
is.
exactly what they're
All right. Yeah, I'd be a pill bug, and I'd be like bouncing and turning around, and the music that'd be playing in mine would be the probably Golden Experience
Ew.
season JoJo. What season?
That's part 5.
5? Yeah, 5. That epic piano thing. That's
Jumping
fire.
pill bug. I can imagine that.
I wanna see an AC/DC ladybug.
It has no correlation whatsoever.
Exactly.
Doesn't make any sense.
Does it need to?
Expect some Sam Smith or any
4
sort
arms
of
laying
romance to
around.
be with him. Nah, it's a hard rock, bro.
He's a hardcore ladybug, bro.
You know how the records are getting more popular, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
sir.
You know, we went from records to CDs to like even smaller versions, but now we're going back out. But what if we grow bigger?
No, see, what's gonna happen is we're gonna go back, we're gonna make CDs, but they go into like those old computers that used to take up giant rooms.
Oh,
Yeah,
the floppy
disks.
disks.
Oh no, that floppy
Yes,
disk. Floppy
ew.
disks.
I want a record, but like 3 times the size.
You want the laser
It's just
disc?
like it's like a whole room. It's just like the
You can
center.
carry it around like on your side.
No, yeah, it's a
I don't think it's how
turtle
that works.
Like that.
Yeah, it's a kappa show.
It's a turtle.
It's just like a giant.
Yeah, you tie it to
circle
your
in a
back.
room.
Yeah.
Whenever you want to play it, like imagine they'll have
Let's
like
go.
they'll have rest stops with like giant record players.
Ew.
It'd be so hit,
It'd be
bro.
vibing, bro.
We're gonna go
Exactly.
backwards in friggin' developments of technology.
Dude, I want to use stone tools.
Oh, yes, sir, dude. I want to learn to craft stuff.
Yeah, I wanna write
Like
a
Minecraft, you
I
can
wanna
make
ride a
epic
horse
steeds.
to
There you
school.
go.
Epic style.
Oh god.
trying to think of something else to talk about that we haven't already addressed.
I don't know. I think it's been an hour already.
Alright, I guess that's the end of this video.
Bye.
No way.
Anybody got anything else before we end it off?
Oh, we haven't talked about our favorite anime.
Nah, that'll be something to look forward to in the next one.
Exactly.
We're gonna have a whole anime episode.
Oi!
I'd imagine. There's a lot of anime to talk about.
Look
I've
forward-
seen completely one anime.
Then watch more. The viewers can give you suggestions.
You're a budding weeb.
I'm budding weed.
We haven't reached our status.
I literally watched one whole anime that was 16 episodes long. That's it.
That's so sad.
So your next challenge is watching all of One Piece.
Ew.
No.
Sorry to all you One Piece
Just
fans,
no.
but no thanks.
Mm.
Monkey Man D. Luffy.
There's an extra monkey.
Yeah.
Like a little guy, he just walks around. He's just and punches you in the face.
His name is literally Monkey. Like, that's so
That's a
tragic.
translation.
Yeah. It is.
Yikes.
Monkey D. Luffy, bro. See? There's
Bro,
the
can we talk about how Dead by Daylight should release a Netflix series?
No.
Yes.
Trash. Dead by doo-doo.
Yeah, it's toxic fan base, but the culture's cool, bro.
Toxic.
toxic family.
Get out of here with that.
Nah, they have a DC penalty now. It's kind of chill. People still DC though.
Yeah, they just find ways to get over it.
No, they literally just DC and then they don't care about the penalty.
So like Smite.
Because if things don't go in their way,